Inclusion is a topic that many of us are discussing these days. For some of us, it's something we take for granted. For others, it is something we have to fight for every day. Hi, my name is Jill Wilson from the Equality Practice. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking to my friend, a woman who inspires and challenges me to be better and to do better. Our conversations are enlightening and filled with enthusiasm and passion. Thelma Hairwadzi, a fellow director of the Equality Practice, welcome to Including Me.
Thank you, Jill. That was a warm welcome. I'm happy to be here. I'm always happy to be here.
I know you are, and we're so very, very pleased to be working with you. Thelma, you've worked with the Equality Practice as a director for quite a few years now. You've been involved with many projects and you're passionate about inclusion. Where did the passion come from for this topic?
I'd like to say maybe part of my upbringing, because my mom was very inclusive. She was a teacher, and she is the one who taught us about, just looking at somebody and just seeing the person that, that's in front of you and not anything else, like seeing the human side of everybody. So regardless of anything else that comes after them, their humanity, you have to acknowledge that, the person that's in front of you is a human first, and then any other label later. So I think that's where it comes from. Then as I grew and lived in this country and had children, I realized that there was a gap within society where people were so excluded. People kept to their own groups, if you like. There might be minority or majority or whatever. People just kept to themselves. There was just lack of information, education, just knowledge to just know that it doesn't really matter what the person looks like. They're still human, and you can have the same likes and dislikes. You can have things that are common to all of you, even if you come from like totally different backgrounds. That's when I realized that maybe I might be able to do something within the community, within schools, within education, within our society. So that I think that's where my passion comes from. It's just about making sure that those people without voices, you give them a voice, or you just to create platforms for anybody who feels excluded in any kind of way. It doesn't really matter what religion you're from, or if you believe in anything. You don't have to believe in anything. As long as you feel included, it doesn't matter what race you are from. It doesn't matter what what gender you want to see yourself. It's just about every human being treated the same, every human being respected, every human being heard, being seen, and just being included in whatever area within society. So that's why I'm a bit passionate about inclusion. So it's about inclusion. It's everybody. It's whether you've got a disability or don't have a disability, whether your disability is visual or it's non-visual. It could be anything. If you're in any of the protected characteristics, then you are my kind of person, because I would understand to a certain extent, because I come from one of them, or maybe I might tick two boxes of them. So that's where my passion comes from.
So of the projects that you've worked on to try and stimulate awareness of inclusion, what are the ones that you might be most proud of, or that you are most passionate about, possibly?
They all bring different things for me, and they've all added like different values to my life. But I think the one that stands out the most would be the hidden heritage one. a place called home. Yeah, that we did. That one was it still stands out to me, because you just realize, talking to different people, that you might come from different, places in the world. You might come from different countries. You might have different backgrounds, different religions, but there are a lot of commonalities within, those differences within those people from those different sections of the society. And only until you experience it, you will never know it. Until you talk to different people from different backgrounds, you will never know that they've got similarities with yourself. So that was one of the one that stands out the most. I've enjoyed every project that we've done, and I'm sure I'll enjoy all the other projects that we will do. And I'm enjoying the including me one, because it includes everybody, and that's the whole point, to just make sure that everyone feels heard, everyone feels part of the society that we're living in. I know for some people, they feel like our area, not East Lincolnshire, Grimsby especially, just comes with a bad reputation. But it takes you to live within the area to realize that it has some good bits about it. It's not all bad. It's just like if you went in any other area within the country, I'm sure it's got good and bad things about it. And I was so proud to see that Cleethorpes is now considered one of the cleanest beaches. So, it's not all bad. We've got good and bad things. Yeah, and with time, and with time as well, things change, people grow, people learn, and that's the whole point of us doing all these projects, is just to create awareness and to create platforms where people can have those kind of conversations, where you're free to talk and ask. If someone met me and they really felt curious about something, I'll give an example, maybe my hair, and they just came up to me and asked me something about my hair. I'll be so happy to answer them and explain whatever it is that they need to know, because sometimes in life you really don't know something until you know. If you don't know, you don't know, and if you don't ask, you will never know. So it's just good for us, or rather for me, to be able to take part within projects that allow people to feel free to talk about some of these things, to talk about religion, to talk about things that they don't understand. Because some people, place judgment on a lot of things that they don't understand. They would have heard, maybe their friend talking about it, and then they would just base their judgment on that without actually talking to someone or asking question, or just educating themselves. So these are some of the projects that we're doing that make people feel a bit more comfortable. I
think that is our work, isn't it? What we're trying to do as directors of the equality practice is give people the opportunity to come together and address misconceptions about difference. If you've never had a chance to mix with people from the Muslim community, the Islamic community, or the Polish community, the Zimbabwean community, you don't know, and what you do know might be totally wrong, and wrong enough to make you fear getting to know people from different communities. But we try and break that down, don't we, Thelma?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's a long road. It's sometimes I do feel like, oh, what's the point, when it gets a bit tiring? But then they'll always come up situation, totally different backgrounds, having an interesting conversation, like at our conferences, where we've got a a beautiful mix of people, and you see those people mingling and mixing and talking and having conversations, then you realize that this is why you do what you do, to get those people together, because maybe they would have never got a chance to be in the same space, to be in the same room. Yeah.
I remember the Warrior Women night that we did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I have never, and I am a small town woman from Northeast Lincolnshire, but I have never until, was it 2018, 2019, been in a room with so many women from so many diverse backgrounds, all enjoying an evening together.
Yeah. And when you walk in, when the evening started, it was like people in little groups of who they knew. But as the evening went on, you could see people starting to mingle out of their comfort zones and talking to other people dancing together, like total strangers dancing together. And you just see how beautiful life can be when we give time and the chance to get to know each other and get to be around, people who we think are different from us, but who actually might be, the same as us. And that was a beautiful, beautiful night. And you could tell that a lot of women came out of there different from when they walked in.
A lot of women did actually say that. We're very proud of that night. And we've got to do more nights like that. That's the only way to get people together.
Absolutely.
And, women are great doers.
Absolutely. And, they need to show their strength. They also need to see their strength as well, and it's just an amazing, all these projects are amazing projects, encouraging women, encouraging, people from different religious backgrounds, to come together, to take part in, the things that we do. It's just an amazing kind of job. I almost want to like shout at everybody to say, oh, come and join us, come and see what we do, come and have this feeling, this joyous feeling.
And we always invite, whatever we do conferences that are about fun, we do conferences that are about learning, and we always invite leaders and influencers within our community to come along.
Absolutely.
Because what we know about inclusion, the inclusion agenda, is that unless there are directors and leaders of organizations driving this agenda, this inclusion agenda, it gets lost. So we do need more of the business leaders and the business communities to take up this baton.
Absolutely. And we've always known that we have to work from the top coming down. Even though we try to do it parallel, sometimes we're working with the top and we're working with the bottom at the same time. But absolutely, and we have had quite a lot of support from the local leaders, which has been fantastic. Yeah. And I really, really hope that they carry on supporting us and they carry on taking time out to to hear our whinges when we go in with our.
It's not just whinging. Our job is to challenge and champion the agenda and to bring the leaders along, so that they are culturally intelligent, because there's no place for a leader these days that hasn't got cultural intelligence.
Exactly. And I think that's the most important thing about this job, just making sure that it's not just about the, society, it's within the workplace as well. We have to make sure and encourage these leaders to make sure that the spaces are inclusive of everybody, and how they conduct with different people, and just making sure that everyone feels comfortable, and whether the procedures are allowing people who might feel that their voice is not as loud as others, to make sure that they get the platform to have their voices heard as well. So, you know, I know we do have a lot of fun with our projects, but it's also very serious work that we do. And, you know, we have tried to go as wide within the community as we possibly can. And I'm sure we will keep growing to, you know, grow as wide, maybe within the region and maybe nationally.
Well, we've worked nationally,
and you know, maybe collaborating with other organizations as well. Yeah. But you know, inclusion is very, very important because it includes everybody. You don't have to necessarily be from the typical protected characteristics to be included. It could be anybody. You know, people feel, you know, less seen, less heard for so many different reasons. So we can't just take a group of people and exclude everyone else because we might feel that, oh, they are not from the protected characteristics. No, we include everyone, anybody and everyone, and that's why we are now working on this project, Including Me, which, you know, involves anyone and everyone who wants to take part in it.
On that note, Thelma Hairwadzi, thank you for being part of Including Me.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you,
everybody.